Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to ServiceNow 911. I welcome you all to this course of UI Builder. This is a complete course, and in this, you will get top notch content. The advantages of this course is this is big, it includes each and every aspect of UI Builder. It is based on the latest Vancouver release, and each and every example is explained in a very simple manner, and demonstration is there to each and every example. So just see this course and let us know your feedback. This course is also available in Hindi in our YouTube channel known as ServiceNow Helpdesk Hindi. So if you want to see this in Hindi, please go there. So with this, let's start this amazing course. Just subscribe to the channel and share it with your friends and colleagues. Thank you so much. First of all, what is a UI builder? So UI builder is a web user interface builder to build pages for the workspaces and portals. So it is basically a web user interface, or you can say it is a kind of website. Okay. So in ServiceNow, if you want to create a look and feel with respect to a website, you have to create it via UI builder. So basically it is a creation of pages. So n number of pages are there. Combining those pages will provide a particular workspace to you or a particular portal to you. So at the end, we can say that by using UI Builder, we can create websites, and in these websites, we have pages, and collection of pages is known as a workspace or a portal. So what are the key features of UI Builder? Create or customize pages for workspace and portal experience. So as I told earlier, we can create pages within the workspaces and portal. So I hope you understand what is a workspace. So workspace is nothing but a kind of experience with respect to a particular role. Let's say service desk agent. So you can say it is a website which is there for service desk agent, and in that website he will get most number of things at the same page. Not like previously where the service desk agent has to work directly on the incident, but now he can see all the incident assigned to him, he can see all the approvals, he can request something, he can interact with the users directly from a particular workspace. So kind of dashboard which is provided to help a particular role and to get the work done in a very sophisticated and easy manner. We will see the workspaces and portal in some time. Just be with me. Next feature is create variants of pages to target experiences for different audiences. For example, you can create a home page for agent and a variant for manager at the same URL. So it means with the same URL, we have the capability to show different thing to different people based on their interest, based on the roles. Okay. So if you have seen in tables, we have views, right? And these views are different for different people based on their role, based on their conditions, based on their need. So the same thing is replicated here with respect to variant. Okay, so for a page you can create n number of variants, and for that page the URL will be the same, but based on the variant we will be able to display things accordingly. Then we have UI Builder library of components to build your pages. So ServiceNow has provided a huge library, and in that you can see or you will find each and every object, whatever you need to design your workspace, whatever you need to create or build your page. Then we have the capability to bind data to your components using data sources to dynamically expose your data from table records or any other elements of the page. It means whatever component you are adding on the page, you have the capability to bind that component with a particular table so that the data from that table will be displayed dynamically to the user. Then we have the option to create a page with much more designing. It means you have the option to create layouts. You have the option to use different type of layouts within your page. At the last, you have the option to include your CSS as well. It means if you are not satisfied what ServiceNow has provided, let's say a layout, okay, so in that case you can create your own layout as well. So all such possibilities are available with respect to UI builder of ServiceNow. So now let me go to the instance and show you one of it. Just write down UI builder here, click on it. So this is how it looks like. You can see all the available experiences here. Okay, this is demo instance, so you will not find much, but this is enough to explain everything to you. We do have the option to create a new experience. Click on plus, and here you have to provide certain basic things. First of all, name, then URL path. It means whatever you write here, it will be coming here, and this is the complete URL for your website, or you can say for your experience. Okay, then we have this app shell UI. App shell UI is nothing but a wrapper of this particular page. You can say it is a kind of category, or you can say it is a kind of theme. Okay, so we have n number of themes or categories here. You see header app shell, portal app shell, UXR, base experience app shell, workspace app shell. It means it is signifying all the kind of dashboards which are available within ServiceNow right now. Like workspace, if you are creating something with respect to workspaces, so you can use this particular theme or category. Then UXR, it means if you are building something related to website, you can use this one. If you are building something related to portal, okay, if you are building a portal experience, you have to select this one. So like this, you can select your own app shell UI with respect to your requirement. Then finally, we have the landing path. A landing path is the prefix that people use to reach out to your experience. So you can say a landing path is nothing but the home page, okay? The very first page of your experience. It is the initial thing. Whenever people trying to reach to your experience, they will reach to this one at the very beginning. Then finally we have roles. Okay, so whichever user you want to display, you want to show this experience, you can write down the roles here. Okay, as simple as that. So we are not going to create it today, we will do it in the next video. For the time being, let me open one of the experience, that is my first experience. So these are the details of the experience. You can see the structure, you can see all the pages which are available in this particular experience. You can see the URL path, you can see the scope of this particular application. This is the app shell, as well as you can see the name of your experience. Okay, just click here. You can easily navigate to all the pages, all the variants which you have. If you want to change the settings of your experience, click on settings. You will be redirect here where you can change the title, you can change the URL path, and as well as landing path. So in landing path, you see I have selected the home one as a my very first home page. So this is the one where the people land whenever they reach to this particular experience. Okay, just go back, and here most important thing is page and variant. So you know what is a page and what is a variant. So you see here, this is the list of pages. This is the home page, or you can say this is the landing page. And each and every page has a single variant right now. But based on your requirement, you can create more than one variant. I will show you that example later in other videos. Okay. So each page has a name and a URL. If you want to make some change, click here in the setting. You can make changes like this. Okay. At the bottom, you can see page parameters also. What are page parameters, how to use it, we will see in the next video. Just go back. Then under the page you will see a particular variant. So this variant is having the same URL path which is there for the page that we already know. But as we have more than one variant, that's why you have the order here. We have the audiences. As you know, variant can be displayed to different audiences based on their role, based on their conditions. So you can specify the audience here, you can specify the conditions here. Based on that, the variants will be displayed accordingly. Okay, you have the option to see the settings. These all are the settings. Okay, you can update all these things from here, and you also have the option to edit this particular variant. So what will happen if I click on editor? It will open the real thing, which is the face, or you can say it is the interface of this particular variant. So click on it. So you see here, this is the real thing which we are going to discuss today. In the center you are seeing what we have designed for this particular variant, what is going to be displayed to the user. Okay, this is something like that. At the left hand side you have the structure of this particular page or variant. At the right hand side you have the configurations of this variant. Okay, let me show you one by one. So you see at the left hand side right now, if I select this, the pink boundary is with respect to body because I have selected body. Then if I select here, you will see this is the column layout one. So whatever you are seeing, this is the structure. So it means first of all we have to create a structure, and then based on the structure we have to add certain elements. Okay, so first of all you see, if I select this one, this is the complete column layout one, and at the same time you see the basic details of column layout one like here. If I click here, you will be able to change the settings here. Okay, like component label, component ID, whatever elements we have on the web page, each and every element has its own unique ID. So this is the same ID. If you want to make a change in the ID, you can do so and just click on apply so that it will be changed here. Okay, but we are not changing it because we want the system to handle it and we do not interfere. But in case if you need, you can change directly. Okay, let's come back. Within this particular column layout, you will see here column 1. Okay, so this is the column 1. Again you see the details here, and under column 1 you are seeing experience heading. So if I select this one, this is the experience heading, and if we come here in the right hand side, you will see all the basic details and all the values with respect to this heading here. Okay, in config you are able to see the style. You can change the style here. You see the style is changing. Then you have the option to change the label here. The same label is coming here, right? So just remove this heading here. You see it is changed. Like whatever options are available to manage headings, you will be able to see it here. Okay, now let's come to style. Under this you will be able to style it more, like you can change the alignment, you can change the sizing, you can change the spaces or margins or padding. Okay, everything is available here. Let me show you. Just remove this. You see it is changed, right? If you want to change the background color, this is also possible. So everything is possible just by few clicks. Okay, so just select it. You will be able to see the structure and you will be able to modify the values. And finally, after style you have the event. So event is nothing but it's kind of a call of a function. What will happen when somebody click on it. So it's a kind of event. So you have the option to create such events. We have not created one yet, so I will show you in some different video, but this is the meaning of event. Okay, so at the top you have the option to see the presets. So presets are nothing but the predefined values with respect to this particular component. So if I come back here, select this one, you see what is this? This is a simple list, and in this simple list you see the configuration here. From where the data is coming, you can see the table here. How many fields you want to show here, number of column you want to display here. You can do the group by as well. You can see the maximum rows. All the possible things with respect to this particular item is available. Hide the links. So all these options are what this is giving you enough opportunity to modify this particular list with respect to your requirement. Okay, so you can come here, add it and check it. In the same way, in the style you can see all the basic details with respect to style here, background, border, shadow and event, the same thing. Okay, so I hope till now you have understood what is this at the left hand side, what is this at the right hand side, and what is this. This is the main page which we are designing. Now let us see the preview of this one. Click here, open URL path. So you see this is the complete URL for this experience. So this is how the URL look like. This is how the very first page of this experience looks like. This is the URL path and this is the landing path. If you remember, it is not looking that much professional, but if you are a good designer, you will be able to design it good based on your requirement. Okay, so just for testing purpose we did it, and this is how in front of you. Click on UI Builder. It's already open here. Click on Create. Provide the basic details. So I have given the name My First Experience from Scratch. You see the URL path is also the same. If you want, you can modify it. Now I have to provide the App Shell UI. What is App Shell UI? We already discussed in part 1. It's a kind of wrapper. So let's say we create a workspace here, and the landing path is the home. That is the very first page of this particular experience. Okay, like here you see under Builder UI we have home here. So in the same way we have home here. Let's remove the roles. We already know how to use the role, right? So whatever role you want, you can specify here. Click on Create. Click on Open Experience. You see, this is the experience. I have explained all the settings and everything in last video. Now we will create a page. Click on Create New. We will create a page from scratch. Provide the name of the page. Let's say Experience Home. Okay. This is the same URL path here. Click on Continue. Now it is asking us to provide any URL parameters. So if you want, you can provide URL parameters. There are two types of parameters: required parameters and optional parameters. So let's say we want to provide required parameters in this particular page. In that case, you have to provide add and provide the name of your parameter. Let's say table. Add one more, sysID. You can provide as many as you want based on your requirement. You see it is showing some error here. Name must be alphanumeric character in camel case. Okay, so just provide simple small letter, this ID. Click on looks good. Now it's a time to create a variant. You know what is a variant, right? For every page there must be a single variant. You can create a number of variants for a particular page. Okay, so let's provide home. Name of this variant will be home. If you want to add any audience, what is audience? The people who are interested and the people to whom you want to show this particular experience. So it's nothing, it's a kind of groups. From where you get these groups, like here, go to audience. Under this, now experience, click on this. You see these all are the experience. I have created this experience, my first experience admin, and here roles is admin. If you see other, you can add multiple roles as well. Okay, so depend on your requirement. So let's provide my first experience admin. Then we have conditions. So audience, condition, all these things are used to filter which user or which type of users will be able to see this variant. Along with the audience, if you want to specify a condition also, so you can do so. How to create a condition? You see here, you can use all the variables which we have created just now previously, right? Page variables. You can use all such variables here and create a query. So if the user passes from audience, if he has such role as well as if he passes the conditions, then only the user will be able to see this particular page or variant. Click on create. So now you see our page is created with the name of experience home, and this is the variant. Okay, if I go here, you see the title, URL path, and now I can easily choose what is the landing path. Okay, because right now I have only one page, but you can have n number of pages. So for that purpose you have to provide landing path. So now let's move to editor. Let's go to this home. Okay, click on it. Let me modify one thing here. Let's modify the name of this experience page. Go here, home, and URL path is home. Click on save. So you must be wondering why I did that. I did it because generally the first page, generally the home page should be start with home. And in our next video, when we increase the number of variant here, in that case we want to display this experience from home only. That will look kind of professional. Okay, so that's why I have changed the particular URL path of this page. So now let's go to the editor of this particular variant, the very first variant. So this is the window. If you have seen the first video, this is much familiar to you now. You see, these are the parameters which we have declared, table and sysID. If you click here, you can specify the values. Let's say table is incident and sysID is, let's copy this sysID from the incident table. This is the sysID. Apply. So now we have added the parameters of this particular page. Save it. It's time to configure the variant. Okay, let's add some content. Click here. First of all, provide a layout. So you see, this is column 1. Just look at the body. Whatever you select will be displayed here, and the corresponding configuration details are available here. So now click here again, add content. Come to components. Here you find headers or heading. This is heading. So I have added the heading here. Heading is selected. Here you see 3 things: configuration, style and event. If you want to change some presets, you can do so. But for the time being, I want to add it manually. So this is the style of the heading. This is the label. I have updated the label to heading for admins only. Let's save it. You see, it is showing the same heading. Okay. So now let's configure this heading. Go to style, align it to center, come to spacing, from top update some margin, and from bottom also update some margin. If you want to change the background color or anything, you can do so, but I want to change the background color of this complete column. Okay, so I have selected this column, and if I come here in the background, this is the background, right? Let's change it to something greener. Okay, if you want to make change in only the background of this heading, select the heading, come at the bottom, select it. Okay, so like this it will work. The alignment is still not good. Let's update it from top. Let's add some padding. So you see how I am configuring it. I am not a master, but still you can easily learn. It's a very basic thing. Once you understand the components, when you understand the basic procedure, it looks simple to you. Okay, so now we have added this column, and under that column we have this heading. I want to add one more column. Okay, so now let me add one more column. You see a column 2 is added. So now click on this plus to add the content. Let's say we want to display a particular form here. Display only form. Okay, and select it. Right now nothing is showing here because we have not yet configured it. So you see the value is coming, but it is -1. It means this is a new form. So to update the data here, you see you have the option to write down the name of the table, and you have the option to provide the sysID. Currently it is -1, that's why this is a new form. But if you update it with sysID, it will come like this. There is second option. If you see, this is what, use static input. It means we are providing static values, hard-coded values. Here you have the option to bind the data. So click on it. So as soon as you clicked on it, you see all these options. Okay, so along with all these options, you have the option to use these parameters directly here. So let me show you how. Write down @, go to context, then dot, then props, dot, then you will see at the bottom the parameters. Add table. Same for the sysID, context, dot, props, dot, sysID. Okay, so this is signifying that we are using these parameters to display the data here. Okay, so this is how it looks like. There are other things also. I will create separate video where I will explain all such objects. Okay, not all, but the category of such objects, so that you understand that okay, context.props is used to use the parameters, whereas there are other things also which we have seen, right? So we will discuss all these things. You can see you can update the view, you can update force view, you can add encoded query. Everything related to this particular component, you have the options here. So now let's go to style here. Let's move it to center. That's it. As simple as that. So based on your requirement, you can add n number of components. Totally depends on your requirement. So this is the basic which I have created. Okay, we have created a one heading. Then in the next column we have updated, or we have used a particular form of incident. Okay, so now let's save it. So now let's preview the variant. You have two options: preview it in this particular pane, or you can click on open URL path. So this is how it looks like. This is the complete URL. So if you come here in the UI builder, go to settings, you can see this is the URL path, my first text from scratch. So this is the URL path, and then immediately after that we have home, that is our landing path. Okay, so that's why I have used home here. It is looking professional. And then we have the two parameters of this particular page. So this is the page. The page name is home, and in this page we have two parameters. You already know what are those parameters. So the same are coming here, and these parameters dynamically we are using in this form. There are other ways also by which we can bind the data. We will see slowly. Bear with me. I hope you understand this basic demonstration. Wait for video number 3 where we will discuss something else. Let's open the same experience which we have created in part 2. My first experience from scratch. Here we already have a page, that is home, and in that we have one variant, and this variant is having one audience, that is related to admin. So now what we will do, we will create one more variant. So click on plus, add a variant. So we want to add a variant to this page. Okay, and let me duplicate the existing one because it will let me less work. Okay, click on duplicate, provide the name, let's call it home ITIL. Okay, and if you remember in very first variant we have used audience as a admins. Okay, so now we will create, or we will update it to some other, let's say users, my first experience user. So basically this audience contain ITIL role only. In the very first one it was admin role, now we have ITIL role. Okay, now click on create. So you see home ITL is also created. Okay, it has one audience. Let's go to the editor. Let's make some basic changes. Just remove this admin and update it with ITIL. We just want to demonstrate it. That's it. So it is updated. Save it. So now let's preview this. Okay, click on preview here. So you see here the heading of the second variant. Okay, this is in this frame, but if I click on open URL path, you will see the magic here. I am seeing admin here, but here it is ITIL. It is because when I opened this one is URL path, that is a complete URL. It is displaying with respect to the audience, because right now I am a ServiceNow admin here, right? This is my admin account. That's why when I opened it with respect to URL, it is opening keeping the audience in mind. As I'm admin audience, it is showing this. But if I impersonate to someone who is ITIL, let me do that. This is ITIL user. Click on it, and if I reload it now, you will see the changes. I hope you will see. Yes, we are right. We are seeing the changes. It is automatically changing based on the audience, based on the conditions. So this is the complete concept of variants. Based on the requirements, based on the conditions, we are able to display variants to different people, to different audience, but the URL will always be the same for that particular page. Okay, so I hope you understand it now. We will go in deep. We'll come up with more such videos. Thank you so much. Bye bye. First of all, what is an event? So any kind of action which is done by the user or by the system on the particular form or on the particular component is known as event. Here are few examples. User click a data visualization. Let's say user click a particular link, or a user click a particular pie chart, a particular table, a particular form, okay, anything. Page successfully fetched data. It means system is doing something, system is loading the form, system is transacting the data. All such things can be termed as event. I hope you understand what is an event. Now in UI Builder there are three things. First of all, event, then event mapping, and then event handler. Event, I told you, let's say user clicked a particular link. But what happened when the user clicked? There can be many things you can do with that particular click. Number one, you can open alert box. Number two, you can open a particular form. Number three, you can open a particular message. Number four, you can open a particular error message. Number five, you can open a particular list. You can open a particular form. And number of things are associated with a particular event. Okay, so we have to configure, we have to map a event with the event handler. So this is what we do in UI Builder. Remember one thing, that event is a component specific thing. It means the number of event available for a particular component may differ from other components. So now let me configure one event and show you one example. Come here, go to UI Builder. You see this is UI Builder. Let me open this app, ServiceNow 911. This is in time of application. Okay. So now let's open this particular variant, all user under agent incident form. Click on it. This is our simple list. Okay. I will configure event on this list now. So now select this, go to events. Here you see add event mapping. Click on it. So here you see select an event. So you see here with respect to this simple list, we have only these particular actions, or you can say events available, like scroll updated, reference link clicked. A user click a reference link in a shell, like clicking this. View all clicked. What will happen when the user click on view all? Like this, you see n number of options are available. So let me configure this event, that is view all. Click here. As soon as we clicked it, you will see here all the event handlers. It means when someone click on view all these options are available. It means we have the option to do all these things whenever someone click on view all. Okay. So let's select this one, link to destination. It means we want to redirect to somewhere else, to some other destination whenever someone click on view all. So come here, at the bottom you see select the destination. Under pages you see external URL. So here we have to provide some URL. So I have provided a URL like this. This is what a URL of a task table. Okay, the complete list of a task. You see this one. So what I am doing, whenever someone click on view all, I am redirecting user to here. Okay, click on OK, click on add. So you see here it is configured properly. Whenever someone click on view all, go to this destination, click on save. So now I think it is configured. Now let's preview it. Go to open URL path. So you see here various links are available. If I click here, nothing happening. If I click here, nothing happening. If I click here, again nothing happening. But if I click here, I am going to that particular list, because we have configured the event under view all for this particular workspace, for this particular list. That's why only view all click is working, otherwise no other is working. Okay, so this is how we configure events. So now it's your job to understand these events and these event handlers, because the number is huge and we are having n number of events as well as many number of event handlers. So I will provide few more examples, few more complex examples in later videos, but till now you understood what is event, how to configure it, what is event mapping, and what is event handler. Let's see you in part number 5. Thank you so much. Bye bye. In this I will show you one more complex example of UI builder events. Okay, so first of all, let me demo that one to you. This is my experience. ServiceNow 911. Click here. This is a particular simple list. Okay, so what event I am triggering? I am triggering this event whenever we click on any of the link within the list. Okay, it will redirect us to that particular record like this. If I click on caller, it will redirect me to able. Okay, but I have not configured view all because view all is a separate event, so that's why it's not working. So now let me show you how I did it. So this is my experience. This is first page, that is home. So the list is appearing in this particular variant only where we are clicking, and then finally it is coming here and it is showing this user form. Okay, so let me open this one first, that is home one. Click on editor. This is my simple list. Go to events. Here one event is already linked. Let me delete it and show you from scratch. So now click on add event mapping. Which event I was talking about? This one. Previously we discussed view all. Right now we are discussing reference link clicked. It means whenever a user click a reference link in a cell. Okay, so whenever somebody is clicking any of the reference link, we are redirecting it to a separate form which is a part of our experience only and showing that record there. Okay, so now click here. Here we have all the event handlers. Click on link to destination. Which destination? We have to select the destination, and here you see all the pages which is related to this experience, and I want to set the destination as my second page, that is agent form, that is user form. And if you remember, in that user form we have two parameters, table and sysID. Just see here, for this page we have two parameters, table and sysID, right? We are passing table and sysID and the same is presented here. Okay, so we have to pass value of table as well as sysID in order to display the things here, right? So we have to do it manually or we have to do it by data binding. So let's do it by data binding. How to do that? This is important. How you grab the reference values available here by using @payload dot value of table. So by writing this, I am using the payload. What is payload here? The complete detail of that particular link, of that particular cell. Okay, from that cell I am picking up the value of table and passing it to this particular parameter of my page, that is user form. In the same way, in the case of sysID, we have to bind it, and again same, use payload dot the sysID. So you see here, this is sys underscore id. It means from the payload of that particular cell, I am fetching the value of sysID field and passing it to the parameter of my page, that is user form. Click on OK. Add. So this is added here. As soon as somebody click on any of the reference here, from that reference we use the parameter known as payload, and that payload contains all the metadata with respect to this particular record. Okay, and from that we are fetching the value of table and sysID and passing it to the next page. Save it. So just come to the next page. You see here, this is a simple form. In order to display a simple form, we just need name of the table and sysID, right? And here we are passing the name of the table and sysID directly from the parameters that we already discussed. So whatever parameter come here, it will be displayed here. So what we are doing, we are passing the value of sysID and table from here into the parameters of this particular page, and the same is displayed here. As simple as that. Okay, so now let's go to the experience one more time. Click here. From this list, click on any of the reference. Click on able. It will show the value of that particular able. Okay, click on this incident. It is displaying the basic ESS view of this particular incident. So just remember two things here. When we are using context, whenever we have to pass page parameters dynamically to that particular variant. Okay. When we use payload, whenever we are using referenced value for a record. Okay. In that particular sense, you have to use payload and context. This is the two important thing here. I hope you understand it. In the series of UI Builder, today we are at part 6, and in this we discuss about data visualization. Let's go to UI Builder. This is my page, this is my experience. Let me open the landing page. So first of all, what is data visualization? You see, this is data visualization, where we can see the data in the format we want and display it to the customer, to the user in a very good professional way. Okay, it's kind of reporting, you can say. So this is pie chart. You can have a number of charts. This is just a score, and this is also a kind of score. Okay, so you see here, once I selected this is a component. It is also one of the component. Okay, so once I select this component, so what is the name of this component? Active incident score. You can see here, you can modify it from here. Okay, we all know this previously. Come to config part. Under component visibility, you see data visualization type, and the type is single score. If I select this one, you see type is pie. So like this, you have a number of type: bars, pie chart, donut, pivot table, and many more. So like all other ways by which you can display data to the customer, to the user, like reporting, you can find all such types here. Okay, so let's click on this. So once I selected this, you see this is the type, and then we have the data source from where the information is coming. Obviously information is coming via some table, and that table is incident. Here we have only added static input. Click on this incident. You have the option to edit the filters here. Right now the filter is active equal to true, so that's what we are saying there. Okay, you have the option to change the table as well. Okay, everything is configurable here, so just close it. So after data source, you see here we have a matrix. So here you see the count is coming. The count is coming for all the incidents which are active equal to true. It is because of this matrix, because we have added the matrix as count. Click on it. You have the option to select the aggregation. Okay, all basic aggregations are available here: count, sum, average. So according to your requirement, you can select the matrix whatever you want. After matrix, you have other options as well, additional setting. All these are self-explanatory, but the main thing is the type and the data source as well as the matrix. So by using these three, you can easily display the data as per your choice. If we come here under the pie chart, you see here again data source is static, which is incident, and matrices again count, as well as you see the group by as well. Because this is a pie chart, we have the option to group by. So here we have group by this particular data by using active field. That's why you see only false and true here, because active can be either true or false. You can change the group by accordingly based on your requirement. You have all the fields. Okay, so you can change it accordingly. So this is all about data visualization. You can do so whenever you get a requirement to create a particular dashboard. It is very helpful there. So now let me add one more thing here. Click add after. Let's go to that component, and its name is data visualization. Click on it. So this is added here. Now we have to select the type. So I want to show the horizontal bar or vertical bar, whatever you choose. Once the type is selected, you have the option to add the data source. So you have the option to add predefined conditions, or you can create your own condition from here. Let's select incident.open. Add this source. Let's go to style and make some modifications here. Percentage, and then width will be, let's say, 40%. So you see here it is coming like this, because right now we have opted for only true incidents. So that's why it is showing true incidents. And if we come back here, again you see, because we have matrix as a count, so that's why it is showing the count, that is 50 incident. Okay, so you all know how to style it, how to make it better looking, but this is the use of data visualization. So based on your requirement, use this as much as you want. You can try it. There are n number of types. You can try all the types. Okay. In our next video, we will discuss about data. That is, right now we are using the data static, but how to use bind data. We already seen one example, but how to configure the data set will be an interesting thing, and we will discuss it in the next video. Today we discuss about data resources. So the very first question is, what is a data resource? So you see, this is our page of a particular experience, and in this page there are n number of elements. Each element has its own configuration, own style and events. But in each component, we are configuring the data separately, right? We are providing the data source there itself. But in case we need a common data source, let's say you want to design a particular dashboard, and in that dashboard you have to display things with respect to a particular data set. So why you have to configure for each component? You can have a data source which is common for all components and then directly use the terms, the fields from that data source and display the data. This is a very well thing, right? So in order to accomplish such thing, we have this known as data resource here. Here we define a data resource, and that data resource will be used throughout the particular page. Okay, you can use it in any of the component of that page and utilize the data which is produced or which is retrieved by this particular data resource. You can create n number of data resources. Right now you see we have only one data resource here. You have the option to create n number of data resources based on your requirement, based on your need. So now let me show you how to use it. Okay, so come to this particular page. This is one of the page, and you see I am using a particular data sources here. This is next incident. Its name is lookup records. Its name is test data resource. How to create this we will see after this demonstration. So for the timing, in this particular page we have three data resources, and you see how I am using this data resources here. So if I click on this component, you see under sysID I am using @data. This @data signifies that I am using one of the data resource, and immediately after data dot you see the ID of that particular data resource. So the ID here is lookup record 1. So let's find out. This is lookup record 1, right? And this is the complete JSON which is returned from this particular data resource. It means this all data is available. We can use this data anywhere on this particular page with the help of a component. Okay, so what we are doing, we are using this particular data resource, and this is dot result. Dot result means the complete set of data which we are getting, and then dot one signifies the second record. The first record is dot 0, and then from that dot 1 we are retrieving the raw data, and then finally utilizing the unique value, that is the sysID of the second record of this particular data set. Let me show you here. So here this is result. Okay, and from this result we are going to number 1. So this is our first record, this is 0, position 0, and then this is our second record, this is position number 1. So from position number 1 we are going to raw data. Okay, and then from raw data we are using unique value, that is the sysID, and that's the same you see here. It is INC52. The same INC52 is being displayed in this particular form. So we are retrieving the sysID of the second record which is returned from this particular data resource, which name is lookup record 1, and then we are passing this sysID, and then once the sysID is passed, the incident is displayed here. So this is how we use the data resource. How convenient it is, right? You just need to use it, you just need to create it, and then utilize it anywhere on the form, in any of the component. So now let us create one data resource. Click on add. As this is global application, we have to go to global. This is global application, and you see all these data resources options are available. So I'm not going to display all these, because it will take at least 1 year to complete all this. So you can try it by your own. I will show you one of the record, that is uh, lookup records. Okay, so what is lookup records? The same which we are using in here. It will return the record that meet the search criteria. Okay, so now scroll down and add. This is added here, lookup record 3. Okay, so now you have to provide, when you want to evaluate, I want to evaluate immediately which table. You can provide the table name here. Let's say I want to display something from the change request table. Provide the name of the table here, change. Now provide the condition as well, because we want to limit the data. If you want complete table, it's your choice. You see, as soon as I provided change request, it is showing the complete change request table here. And for the time being, it is just displaying the number and the raw data. Raw data means display value of the change number and unique ID, that is the sys ID of that particular change request. So if you want to limit this data, let's say I want to display only active change request, click on this conditions, edit condition, select active is true, apply. So you see the data is modified here. Now if you want to add more field in this data, you can do so. Click on add. Let's say you want to see the short description also. Add short description. So as soon as we add short description, you see it will be added here. So for this record, that is at number 0, we have raw data, number, short description as well, right? It is added to all the particular change request. So like this you can add more fields, but that is okay. If you want to do some more thing here, like you want to order by, you want to short it, maximum result, all these options are self-explanatory. You can add it. This is basically a data set which is available for your form. So what we are doing here, we are just preparing a particular data set, and the data from that data set is being utilized throughout this particular page. Okay, so let me do some changes here. Let's come to this particular heading. So here you see the label, right? Let me bind it, bind data, and we will provide at data @data dot. You see our one is lookup record 3 dot the result, that is the complete set, dot, let's use the 0 position for the time being, dot. You see 3 options are available, right? Raw data, number and short description. Let's provide number. Okay, dot value. So you see this is how the change request is coming here, because you see the navigation very simple. After record 3 result, we come to any of this, let's say raw data or number. So for the timing we came to number, and then from number we came to this value. That's why 84 is coming. If we want to move further, let's move it to the second one. Then we have to change the number from 0 to 1. You see after entering 1, it is changing. So this is the advantage of using a data resource. Simply whenever you want to use data, you just need to create a data resource and utilize that information by using @data like we did here. So wherever applicable, in whatever way, in a particular component, you can use data resource values and make your life easy. I hope you understand it, explore it, try to add more data resources, more type of data resources, and get the things going. Today we discuss part 8, which is client state parameters. So let's go to the instance. This is instance, this is my UI builder page. Okay, let me open this. So first of all, what are client states? So if we come here, this is data resources. Just next to that you have client states. So what is a client state? You see here client state parameters. So within this page, if you want to use certain parameters or if you want to use certain variables, and in future if you want to change the value of such variables based on some events, based on some condition, then you can have it. These parameters are available throughout the page. You can use it on any of the content as per your choice, as per your requirement. So very basic concept, but it is very powerful because we need variables, we need parameters so that we can utilize it. Okay. So now let's create one here. Go to client state, click on add, provide some value here. Let's say title. Okay. You can create n number of variables as per your choice. You have to select the type and let's provide some value here. So I have provided the initial value. If you want to do so, you can also provide. If you want to make it empty, please use it as empty. Totally depends on your choice. So it will come like this. This is the preview. As you know, this is the JSON format. Okay. So this is it. The client state parameter is created. Its name is title. Okay. So now what we will do here, we will use this client state parameter in this heading. So how to use it? Let's go to label. Okay, provide data binding, and here how to start it, we have to use this state variable. You already know how to use context, why to use context, then you know why to use data. Okay, whenever we use this data resources, then we use data. And then finally, in order to use client states, you have to use this @state. Okay, now add dot. As soon as you add dot, you will see all the available client state parameters. As of now, we have only one. That's why you are seeing only one. So as soon as I click here, you will see the values coming here. Okay. So this is it. This is how we use the client state parameter. You can create n number of parameter and use it according to your requirement. So now our next task is to modify the value of this parameter. So how we are going to do this? We are going to do this with the help of an event. Okay. So let's come here. This is our list. And in this list, we will create one event. Let's click on add event mapping. So when I want to trigger the event, I want to trigger the event whenever somebody click on view all. Okay. Just for testing purpose, we are doing it. Okay. So here we have all the event handlers. So you see page level event handler. Okay. And here update client state parameters. So this is what we want to do here. Click here. As soon as we click here, you will see the parameter name from this particular page. So if you scroll down, you will see only title here because as of now we have only one parameter and its name is title. So select it. Now change the value, provide the value which you want to change. Let's say, so I want to change the value to view all clicked. Okay. So just click on add. So now we have associated the client state variable with this particular event, and as soon as this event occur, this event trigger, we should see the changes in this particular heading. Okay. So now save it. Now go to open URL path. So this is how our page should look like. This is the title. Test client state is the value which is coming from client state variable. And you see this is the form, and at the bottom you see the list. Okay. So this is expected. Now let me trigger the event, and how to trigger the event, whenever I click view all, click on view all. So I think it will change something at the top. Let's scroll up. You see view all clicked. So it means the value of this client state variable is changing here. So this is how you can utilize the client state variables. Whenever needed, you can modify the values in one of the component or in more than one component. How you are liking our videos? Are you getting the values? Let us know in the comment section, because your feedback is very important and it will help us to provide the content which is suited best for you. Thank you so much. Bye bye.